All right, and here's Mr. Hain back again for Chapter 8. Get there! Excited! We're going to talk about our exploration of volume with our volume of cylinders. Okay, so our essential question: how can I find the volume of cylinders? Boom, straightforward and exact. How can you find the volume of cylinders? If you haven't done so already, pause the video, make sure all the students have written down their essential question before moving on. I'll be back when you unpause. See, I'm back. Sweet. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so here's what you need to know. Volume is really the area of the base of a shape times the height. And you should be asking yourself, what the heck is a base of a shape? And that just means the repeated shape through the figure. And that's super duper weird. But really, how you can slice the shape so the same figure is repeated. For example, if I take a cylinder and I slice it right across the middle and I slice it that same way all the way through the shape, I get the exact same figure, a circle, over and over again. And that's the key. You have to find the area of this repeated shape, the base, as you multiply it times the height of the figure. Okay, so how do I find the area of a circle, you may ask? Well, while that might be like a 6th or 7th grade topic, just as a reminder, it is pi r squared. That is the area of a circle. And then h is just the height of the cylinder. Let the beauty of the math just wash over you. So what you should do is pause the video, make sure that all the students have written down their volume formula for the volume of a cylinder, because we're going to be using and abusing this a lot today. All right, here we go. So let's find the volume of the cylinder below. So I actually did all the work. So really what I did is I took 2.4 inches and I said 2.4 times 2.4. That's the radius squared. So I did 3.14 times 2.4 times 2.4 times 7. All right. That's not on the slide. So you got to write that down. That is 3.14, or pi, times 2.4, which is the radius, times 2.4, because the radius is squared, times 7. So 3.14 times 2.4 times 2.4 times 7. And that gave me my answer, which is 126.6 inches cubed. Now this little 3 is super important when we're dealing with area and with volume, because that 3 means I'm dealing with an answer in 3 dimensions, because I have 3 different ways I'm measuring it: length, width, and height. And so I have to have it cubed. Make sure your answers have these, because I'm going to get real picky and I'm going to make sure that you have them. If you don't, it's going to be wrong. All right. So make sure as you've paused the video after this little bit here, that every student has written down 3.14 times 2.4 times 2.4 times 7. I'll be here when you get back. Told you I'd be back. All right, so example B. Now the rest of these are just application problems, so all of these problems can be solved. All you have to do is make sure that you're paying attention to whether or not they give you diameter or radius. So the key here is that if they give you diameter, like in example B, that what you are doing very carefully is dividing the diameter in half. So if they give you a diameter of 5.3, then that really means your radius is 2.65. Just use the calculator and divide it by 2. So when you multiply that times pi, which is 3.14, and then times 2.65 again, and then times 9, you will get your answer, which is 198.5 meters cubed. All right, so what you should do is you should pause the video and then wait until a student has all of the work and the answer and can write it up on the board for example C. And importantly, example C gives you the diameter. So what happens when the diameter is given? There should be hands in the air. And if you called on them, they should say divide the diameter by 2 before you square it and multiply times pi and the height. Sweet. All right, pause the video, make sure that there is a student that has completed C, and that after they have completed it and shown the work on the board, then check your answer by pressing play again. Did they write down 338.5 because they rounded to the nearest tenth? Because booyah, my students are brilliant, and so are you. That's right. All you got to do, guys, is keep along. Make sure that you're plugging into the formula, which again is like just the pi, which is 3.14 times radius, height. Awesome. All right, so let's keep on going. All right, I'm going to highly suggest the same thing for DE. Pause the video, make sure there's a student that has solved D and solved E, written up their answers on the board. And once those answers are written on the board, unpause the video to check your answers. Go ahead and pause that video now. If you're back, that means those answers are on the board or on your paper for those playing along at home. And yes, they are 1,356 and 5/10 inches cubed and 643.1 centimeters cubed. Remember, if they give you the radius, you just square it. And if they give you the diameter, you have to divide it by 2 and then square it, multiply by pi, and the height. Awesome, guys. Last two examples, same deal. Go ahead and pause the video at home too. Make sure you've written down the work. None of the work appears on the video at all. That is on purpose. You will be graded in your notes as to whether or not the work is in each box. So make sure the work is in the box. Go ahead and, like I said, pause the video. Make sure that there's students that have worked out F and I on the board. And once they are worked out on the board, unpause the video and check your answers. I'll be back. Those answers look amazing. If you're playing along at home on your paper, they look fantastic. And yeah, it's 2,177.9 centimeters cubed for F, and it is 27.2 meters cubed for I. So this is just, again, a way for you to reference and to have all kinds of different work for different cylinders. And now it's time to write that summary and make sure your table of contents is updated with a new section for Chapter 8. There will be another worksheet if you're in my class accompanying this video for you to practice. It is up to the adult in the room whether or not you guys can work in groups. I have suggested that you work on your own and be quiet first to prove yourself that you could actually work on your own. Listen to the adult in the room. They are definitely wiser than you, and they might even be wiser than me. So until next time, guys, keep doing the math.